Guys, Coach Trina here. Today I'm going to give you two drills that you can use to utilize in your training to get better at cleaning. So we have a tall clean and a high hang clean, and we'll kind of go into those two things. But I think one thing to talk about first with these two drills is the difference of weight that you'll use on the bar. So the tall clean, that barbell's not going to get super heavy, but with a high hang clean, there's the opportunity to get really close to high percentages with this lift. It won't typically be higher than your clean, but with those two lifts, it just gives you an idea of how to approach that in your training. All right, guys, so for the tall clean, we're going to talk about the execution, the setup, maybe some faults that we see, but we're going to start with a deadlift. So you're going to bring the bar up to your hips or mid-thigh, your clean grip, wherever that is for you. And then from here, and one thing I do want to note, when we are picking up a bar for either this tall clean or even your high hang clean, you still want to practice a really good deadlift with that. You don't want to go into that with a rounded back. So Bobby did a great job with that. So for the tall clean, you're going to start nice and tall, hence the name. And then from here, you're going to come up onto the toes. You're going to start a shrug and a slight bend in the elbows and drop under that bar as fast as possible. So from there, you'll stand up. This drill is to help you get fast and get into full extension, getting under the bar, getting that position, feeling it, remember it, and then teaching you again how to be fast and how to get under the bar and receive the bar in a low position as fast as possible. So one thing to keep in mind when you're doing the tall clean, because it is a movement where you're moving fast, is going to be your receiving position in the bottom of your squat. So you want to make sure that when you're landing with this, you have a good balanced foot. You can feel even weight between your toes and your heels. You're not coming up too toesy, you're coming too far back into your heels while executing this movement, because that will translate into your clean. So something to just keep in mind when you're doing this, nice, even, balanced foot when you land. All right, guys, so the second movement to help you get better at your clean is the high hang clean. So starting position, very similar to the tall clean because you are starting nice and tall. You are going to start with that deadlift to get the bar up. But you're going to go into your power position or position one, however you know that. So we want nice long arms here, bar sitting into that position one. So I like to think of it as like right below the pocket area. And then from here, you're going to come up onto your toes, shrug and high pull, and then land underneath the bar in your full squat. So that is a high hang clean. So difference between this one and the tall clean, you're going to get a little bit more momentum because you are starting in a power position rather than starting tall and on your toes, which is why you can use this movement to go a little bit heavier to translate into your clean. All right, guys, so one last thing I do want to talk about with the high hang clean is why we train this and why it is beneficial. I did mention that it is something that helps you get and develop speed to get under the bar, but also when we look at the high hang clean, it is one of the first positions we learn when we're learning Olympic weightlifting. Position one, your power position. So because we do that, this is a really good training tool to just reiterate that position, because it is that moment where your hips are going to do the most work and give you the most power in elevating the bar to get under it. I know one thing for me, my high hang and my hang, so right at the knee, are really close in weight, and that tells me that because of that, there's something funky happening between here and here if those are really similar. So using the high hang to know that I can get under the bar and I have the speed, now I know that if my clean is weird in a different spot coming off the floor or from my knees, there's some fault happening that I need to focus on. So this movement, yes, it can help you develop speed, but it can also develop, or it can also expose some weaknesses that you might have in any other position with the bar when it is coming from either position two or the floor. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope these two drills help supplement your training. I hope you see some gains from them. If you would like to meet us in person and talk about your fitness goals and how we can help you, come on in, check out our website, schedule an intro. If not, just like, subscribe, and keep following our content.